just got some of the swag right now. Ultra Ball right here. Holo promo. That looks sick. We also got this wooden nickel to trade in for the rest of the swag. And then we have the lanyard thing here and the competitor little badge as well.
I'm ready for you. There you go. Thank you.
So we just got the swag bag right here, right now. Let me show you guys everything that they had included. Last but not least, we got the playmat right here. Looks like we're gonna get an early look at the Pokemon Center today because the homie has a reservation. I didn't get one because I don't have an American number. He borrowed a friend's number.
Don't be a stranger now.
Good morning, y'all. Today is day number 1 of the North American International Championships for the Pokemon TCG. I am excited. There's over 2,100 players in our tournament today. 5 more minutes until round 1 starts. Oh, I have like the pre-tournament jitters kicking in. Hopefully we have a strong start to the tournament like we did in Toronto Regionals. And I just found out today that we're not getting a lunch break. We don't get a lunch break. Last year, my round 1 opponent almost didn't make it to the table on time because he was looking for parking. So no issue today for parking.
I feel like they're not gonna get it started.
All right, we're officially in line now. Doesn't look like it's as bad as last year. Last year, they had us wrapping around the entire convention center and more.
A few moments later.
We're outside now. The lineup is crazy long, so it is getting a little stressful, but there's a giant, massive Pikachu right there. So that makes it all better. All right, we're here. Let's find our table.
1,892
So round 1 is done, and we played against Andrew Weiss, who's playing the Gardevoir deck, as you guys just saw. And it was a painful one, I can tell the lack of sleep I was getting tonight and the lack of like caffeine was getting to me. I made some really careless, silly misplays early on into the games. And then I also prized some really big prizes the first game, like a Flaffy and my Magnezone V I couldn't set up early. And it was also just missing energy attachments. So my deck was not running as smoothly and as consistently as it usually does against him. And with it being Gardevoir, if you let them set up, they get set up. And I was just throwing horrible misplays all throughout the matchup, so I definitely deserve the loss right there. Round number 2 is coming up. Luckily no tie. I'm gonna try and not get any ties today, try my best to finish the games as quick as possible. And with Miraidon, it kind of helps because I feel like a lot of people are gonna be tying today with Lost Box and Gardevoir. So we have some time to kill before the next round, so I wanna show you guys what it looks like when you walk into NAIC. So there's the front entrance. You got the massive jumbo Pikachu right there, and then you make a right, and there's actually like a lounge. Like this looks so stress relieving over here. Like there's like chairs and side ducks, and it's just a beautiful thing over here. So much to just unwind with. And then over here they got that massive jumbo flying Pikachu. And then the red carpet goes down left here. So it actually is really spread out compared to last year. It's way more spacious. You have a bunch of monitors over there to watch. They got Pokemon Unite and a bunch of other games there, Pokemon Go on the big screens. A nice upgrade compared to last year, I would say. Round 2 was a close one, man. So we played against the Arceus Giratina V-Star deck. As you saw, game 1 was rough. I started Mareep, Attach Energy, and Pass. So I had a horrible start for going first. If I went second that game, I would have had a crazy nice turn. Game 2 was a nail biter. It was insanely close. It came down to the wire where I had 1 prize left, they had 2, and they had 1 lonely Arceus V-Star on the field, and it came down to me deciding to Iono because I felt like he probably had boss in his hand. So I Iono'd, I drawed the 1, they drew the 2, and then I hit the Arceus to soften it up, and then they drew into the boss's orders on their draw for turn. So it was a painful one there. I'm gonna grab my brunch, grab some Subway, get some fresh air. This is the worst start I've ever had to a Pokemon card tournament, like at this kind of level. 0-2 is bad, so I have 1 life left. If I lose 1 more game, I'm out of day 2 contention. It's gonna be a rough next couple of rounds. So round 3 just wrapped up, and that puts an end to my day 2 hopes. We are 0-3. I made the biggest misplay of my life where I attacked with the Raichu, and then he just bossed up my my Miraidon for my second attacker, and boom, I have no attacker left. I had game, and I threw it, and I deserved the loss, and it sucks, but we have 6 more rounds to play out, so we're just gonna play them, have some fun for the rest of the day, and maybe farm some side events. It kind of sucks that, you know, our tournament is over. Like, our tournament run for day 2 is over, but we made it all the way here, man. We drove down like 8 hours. I'm not gonna sulk and be mad or be sad. This is a great, you know, stepping stone to learn and improve as a player. So let that be a reminder for y'all too. If you lose, it's not always the end of the world. It's gonna suck, you know, it's gonna be a tough pill to swallow, especially when it's your fault. When you have game on board and you throw it away. All my games for the rest of the day are gonna be super lighthearted, super fun, and hope you guys continue watching and enjoying the vlog and see how these other rounds go down. So yeah, round 4 is coming up, and it was really cool. I actually have a interview coming up with Magikarp in just a second because I interviewed him after his match, and he's the host of the Lake of Rage podcast, one of my favorite Pokemon podcasts out there. We got Magikarp from the Lake of Rage podcast, and how'd your game go?
We pulled out the win. The games were definitely games. Arceus against Lugia. You don't always play Pokemon, right? So we played some Pokemon eventually. Yeah, it was fine. We got a win finally. The channel is Magikarp on YouTube, and mostly right now the uploads are a podcast, the Lake of Rage podcast, which we bring on people who are just incredibly good at the game. I myself have 2 Worlds invites. A lot of people ignore that too as the host because we bring on people like Pedro Pertusi and Pedro Torres for our NAIC meta discussion, who are, you know, #1 in Latin America and #2 in Europe right now.
That was the most recent episode too,
That
right?
was the most recent episode, yeah.
I remember that.
Or, you know, we've got a variety of friends who also have Worlds invites who kind of give our opinions on metagames, thoughts on decks, techs, things like that. You know, we've got people like Sander and Jake Gearhart on, who are some of the big brain people for like, oh, what is the new set going to be and things like that. So there are just a variety of people, some of the best minds in the game who we don't get to hear from because they don't create content. We give them a platform to make content for that, you know, one time.
You guys need to learn how to get better at the game, learn more about the meta. Check out this channel. I'll leave a link down below. You guys are going to really love it. So the next round's about to start pretty soon. We just interviewed Magikarp, but now we have the homie Shay. I watch this channel all the time. I highly recommend it as well. Some very fun videos to watch, and the energy he brings and the editing is fantastic. How's your tournament going so far today? What deck are you playing, and what are the matchups like looking for you today?
Right, so I'm playing Fusion Mew today. It's one of the only decks I know, unfortunately. One in the Gambit, I was like, hopefully people aren't playing Spiritomb. However, at this moment in time, we've had 3 rounds. I've matched Spiritomb twice, and 1 game was a mirror. I lost round 1, Arcdur Umbreon with Spiritomb, very hard matchup. Fusion Mew mirror, I won that one, happy days. And then round 3, Guardy with a Spiritomb. Got really close actually game 2, but time got called. Currently 1-2, but now we're gonna win out, baby. Let's go.
Alright, round number 4 is wrapped up. We played against another God of War deck. I knew I was going to play at least 3 God of War decks today, and yeah, I honestly might play some more, I wouldn't be surprised, but it was a pretty fun game against, I believe his name is Jay. Game 1 was pretty close, but I was setting up really well. Magnezone V came clutch as well. In game number 1, I ended up winning. I did this play that I didn't think was even possible, where you just use the normal Magnezone V to attack. You bring up the benched Manaphy and you knock it out because you hit for weakness, which is 80. I've been playing this deck for like 2 weeks now, and I didn't know this was a play, and my mind is blown. And now I'm just like, what if I knew about this play for the last 2 weeks? I feel so silly now, but that's what happens, you know? You play these games, you grow as a player, you get better with the more experience you have, and so we ended up winning the second game as well. So a clean sweep, 2-0. And game 2 was disgusting. I set up perfectly, I went second, and my Raikou attacked on the first turn with a beautiful knockout onto, I believe, their Ralt. It was a lot of fun. My deck ran flawlessly. We're on a win. We're on a win, finally. I was gonna say win streak, but you have to have 2 wins to call it a win streak. So we are now 1 win and 3 losses, and I'm feeling great. I'm excited for the next few rounds. So we have some time to kill before the next round of the tournament, before round number 5. But my opponent across the table, one of my opponents, you could say, didn't have an opponent last game. He had a no-show, so he got the free win. So I'm playing Vish now across the table. I'll show you guys the decks we're playing. It's actually pretty funny. You guys will see how the matchup goes. The games are over, and I absolutely slapped Vish on that first game. Oh my gosh, my deck ran as hot as it possibly could. But then a second game that we did after, because he didn't get to play, he absolutely slapped me. He got the perfect setup. It was disgusting. Every single time I played Path to the Peak, he bumped it. It was brutal. Hopefully we can play into the Shen Pao deck, because I'm already warmed up for Shen Pao. That'd be kind of nice. Round 5 is over. That was an absolute nail biter of a match. We played against Ben, and it was so much fun playing against you, man. Game number 1, it was super close. It lasted about like 30 minutes. It was back and forth the entire time. And then eventually I just ended up having enough board support, enough attackers that he had to concede the game because there was nothing else he could do. I was just gonna knock out. Game 2 was a nail biter as well. It was super close. We were trading back and forth, and he even mulliganed 5 times. 5 times. You could just imagine the excitement on my face when I had to get 5 extra cards on my turn 1, and I was attacking on a turn 2 with my Raikou. So I was like, I'm gonna smack something, I'm gonna hit hard. I ended up taking the L because he had a crazy tech that he uses for the Gardevoir matchups, and that was Agatha. He was able to use Agatha to put the extra damage counters on my Pokemon. I believe it was like an Ampharos EX to hit perfect numbers against me. 5 minutes left for game 3. We're playing as fast as we can, and I am on fire. My deck is just lighting up exactly the way you want to see, especially in a Gardevoir matchup. I did prize my Magnezone V, so I wasn't able to do some tomfoolery, and I also prized my Magnezone V in the earlier games, which was a detriment to my deck because he threw away Manaphy's pretty early on, and I was just dominating, taking prizes every single turn. I pretty much had game, and we ran out of time, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to probably drop after this round anyways. So instead of giving me the tie, which you could have done because time ran out, he just gave me the win instead. So we have the 2 wins underneath our belt. Now that's 2 Gardevoirs back-to-back that we've technically beat, and that's 4 Gardevoirs out of 5 matches. I hope we don't have to play any more Gardevoirs for the rest of the day. I wouldn't mind playing some Lost Box. I hate Lost Box. Give me a Lugia. Give me Lugia. Round number 6 is done, and we have 3 more rounds left to go. That was a lot of fun. So we played against Anastasia, and she's actually the owner of Dark Fox Games in Hamilton. Now I knew about the store because their store actually supplied like a bunch of the really cool markers for the Toronto Regionals when I went. And she actually gave me some today, so I used them in the game, which was really fun. She played Shen Pao, and I think Shen Pao is a lot of fun, and that's the reason I'm playing Miraidon, because I think it's a lot of fun. I took a kind of quick game 1 loss, and then I think it was like 15-20 minutes or so. They were way too set up for me to come back, so I was like, all right, let's just scoop it. Let's go to game 2. I know I can pop off in that game. So game 2 goes down, and I ended up winning that in a very dominant fashion. My board was just established so fast. Game 3, we had about 20 minutes left of time, which was like, whoa, 20 minutes for a game 3, that's unheard of, because so many people are playing Gardevoir on Lost Box. So I set up like really fast. She let me go first because she wanted to go second. I don't know why she wanted to go second. I got to go first. I had a really nice setup, and I ended up ending my first turn with Path to the Peak. And that Path to the Peak was pretty much what solidified the game because she wasn't able to break the path lock that she did the previous games. Our record is now 3 wins, 3 losses. Those first 3 games I had that I lost, I'm still sad about because it's like, man, those are silly misplays. If I was playing like I am now in those first 3 games, 2 of those could have probably been wins, but hey, it happens. Round 7's coming up next, and I saw my friend at Little Dark Fury. You guys know Matt, he comes to Manta every now and then. So I'm gonna go and try and hunt him down.
I'm 2-2-2 right now on Arceus, Duraludon, Umbreon. I thought it was a really good play. I've heard a few good players are doing really well with the deck. I think the deck was a good meta call. The deck really is like susceptible to like Iono, which is ultimately what hurts me a lot of the time. I've hit 4 Gardevoirs, 1 Lost Box, 1 Lugia. Tied to Lugia, unfortunately. I could have won that because it's like, it's not free, but they have the Urshifu, but it's like once you deal with the Urshifu, you win the game basically. Overall though, the meta is like decent. I actually, the first time in a while, I actually wouldn't hate playing against Lost Box because I'm playing Arceus Duraludon, which I know how to play the Lost Box matchup really well. I think it's really good. Funny enough though, playing Arceus, right? You know, you want to go first, get an energy attachment. I have not won a single coin flip all 6 of my matches.
Wow.
So I've been going second the entire first round of each match, which is so grief. When you're playing Arceus, you want to always go first, so.
That was a very stressful, inducing game. The second I saw that this guy had a world's decorations all from London and stuff, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be one of the hardest matches. So they were using the Lost Box Giratina deck, a deck that I really liked and I wanted to use, but I'm not experienced enough. I don't have the reps in to do all those flower selecting decision making, so I kind of just gave up on Lost Box for the most part. The games were really close. The very first game, I managed to pull off a Magnezone V-Star attack. It was crazy. I had 3 electric generators in my hand the first turn. I used them all, and my stuff was charged up, ready to go. I had the Ultra Ball in hand, ready to go. 1 knockout on a Comfy, and then I hurt the Giratina V, so I can soften it up and hit it again later. And then the game 2 was insanely close as well. It was a nail biter, but I set up perfectly. Like, I played perfectly, my deck operated perfectly, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. So a decisive 2-0 win against Kai, a fantastic player. He had me sweating. That was the most sweaty match of the day. Now we're 4-3. We are finally having a positive win rate, I guess, or ratio. I need some fresh air, bro. Oh man, I am so excited for this. I completely forgot that they had this here. The beautiful, beautiful lounge. Oh, there's like a little bubble? It's like a bubble. Oh my gosh, I need to sit in one of these lounge chairs right now.
Hello.
I don't want to get you in the shot.
Why not?
If it's okay with your parents, I just don't want to like get you by accident. That's not cool. Oh my gosh. This is so much better than playing right now. We have a guest. Are you competing today?
Yeah.
You are? What are you playing? VGC?
I'm playing Maridon Flappy.
You're playing Maridon Flappy? Yeah. I'm playing Maridon Flappy. Yo, that's sick. What's your name?
Alistair.
Alistair? Nice to meet you, Alistair. Yeah. This is super nice. We're chilling with Alistair. They're playing Maridon as well. They're going to bring over their deck. But this is such a nice change of pace compared to sweating it out with the world's competitors. Their deck is sick. They have the Maridon deck. We got the Drapion right here. And I love it. I love it. As a fellow Maridon Flappy enjoyer, this is awesome. What's your favorite Pokemon in this deck?
The best one to me is probably Luxray.
Luxray? You have a Luxray in your deck?
Yeah, Luxray V.
Oh, Luxray V.
Like Fang Snipe Radiating Pulse Bout.
That was rather wholesome. I love kids. If you don't know, I used to volunteer at like a church children's ministry, so I absolutely love working with kids and just like chilling with them. I wanted to be a teacher at one point, which is pretty cool. Round 8's coming up. I'm looking for the table right now. So we're at table 968. Let's go. So round 8 is done and we played against David, and he's from Ohio, so he literally could take an Uber here, which is funny. And I had a pleasure playing against him. It was a lot of fun, very casual. It was fun, and yeah, I lost. He was playing Lost Box, Dragonites, or Turbo Lost Box, as you guys saw. And I had some rough starts, man. I started off with the Drapion in the active. You never want to see that. Game 2, I had to use my Seal Stone so I could just get an energy to attach for the turn. Maybe not the right play, but I wanted to get it done, and it just didn't work out. 1 more round left to go for the tournament. My current record is now 4 wins, 4 loss. All the pressure is on, so we can have a positive win rate for this tournament. Next round for round 9 is taking a while to start, and that's because one of our best players at Manta, Anil, he's still playing. He's the last game. Everyone else is done. And it's super, super close. I forget what deck Anil's playing, but he's playing against a Gardevoir player that has water energies in it so that the Radiant Greninja can attack. I've never heard of that before, but it's really intense right now. And Anil and a lot of my friends in the friend group from Mansa, a lot of them are on their win and ins right now. So they need literally just one win to qualify for day 2. And some of them need that win so that they can qualify for Worlds, because that puts them in the proper placement to get enough CP to win. So they're under so much pressure. And here I am, just chilling, just playing Miraidon, just summoning Ampharos EX, you know. I'm getting like secondhand stress watching them play and hearing how their runs are going. If you have a friend group that's like really competitive and you know like the what's the right term that I can use here? The importance of these games. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the game is looking like it's in overtime right now, so let's go see what happens.
Neil, what's up?
DPLs on both sides.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I jetted under temple like an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
We had to revert it 20 minutes. It was in his turn when we called judge, so we drew for turn already. And then after my turn, he drew for turn again after we resolved it, so he got a DPL. Then I won, then we tied, just pulled the blockle.
There we go. Let's go.
Anil won. I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him. I actually played against Anil last NAIC, and he was also playing like a Mareep Flappy deck as well. So I'm happy he won. And round 9's coming up. The nerves are kicking in, but if you guys are enjoying this video, I would love if you hit that like button down below, subscribe for more vlogs like this, comment your favorite Pokemon. Comment your favorite Pokemon. That's the comment question of the day. What's your favorite Pokemon, and have you ever competed in the card game? 10:43, there we go. All right. Rough start. Oh my god. Why am I getting so emotional? I need a moment. To go from 0-3 to 5-4 with that 4 in a row win streak, that felt so good too. Oh my gosh. He was playing Lost Box Radiant Charizard. I won the game 1, he won the game 2, and then game 3. Oh my gosh, we had 6 minutes left for game 3. I knew the condition to win the game was I need Magnezone V-Star to knock out 2 at the same time, or else I'm not gonna win because there's just not enough time, you know? So I made it happen. We had the magnetic electric generator pop off, get the 2 energies onto the Magnezone V-Star. I was attacking Lightning Rondo with Raikou every single turn, just final turn of the game in overtime, clutched it up like Michael Jordan would, and got the double knockout that I needed. I almost announced the wrong attack. I started saying the first syllable of the first attack because my brain turned off because it's round 9. But I stopped myself, and then even the opponent was cool. He said he would have let me switch the attack because he knew what I wanted to do. Pronounce the attack properly. I forget what it is now. My mind's just blank. Hit the KOs. That's a wrap. Standings are all here on these papers, all over these tables right here, and we had 15 points in total.
527, 5-4, 43% resistance.
I mean, Alex found it right.
Very happy.